Okay, welcome back to the Millwall View. And after tripping up at Leeds, so now take on West Brom. So it doesn't get any easier for the Lions, does it, George? How are you?
I'm good, not too bad. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. And in town, as they are the Baggies this weekend. And our guest on the Millwall View is Aaron. Good evening, Aaron. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, mate. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you. So let's crack on with it then, George. Let's talk about the Leeds game. We're going to obviously preview the Baggies game as well. We're also talking about club versus country on this channel and get your views on it all. First of all, the Leeds game. The Leeds fan we spoke to wasn't very happy with Millwall, felt that you just came to kick them. What was your view of it?
Well, yeah, I don't disagree necessarily. I think it was almost men against boys at times, to be honest with you. I think Leeds have got that quality where we unfortunately don't. The thing is, we was never, ever, ever going to go to Ellen Road and try to match them performance-wise. So we had to sort of be a little bit physical, try to rattle them a little bit, and sort of play towards our strengths. Because if we turned up to Ellen Road 11v11 and tried to play them off the park, it was never going to happen because man for man, they are better than us all over the pitch. So we had to try and make it physical. And yeah, listen, we did kick them a lot, and we did make it physical. Obviously, in the end, it didn't matter. We lost the game, but I thought it was men against boys at times, and I was disappointed because we didn't get thumped, no. But can the players come off the pitch from Ellen Road and say we actually tried to win the game? I don't think we necessarily did. I think we sat back. We didn't keep lots of the ball. Willie Gnonto scored a great goal. That's what quality gets you in this league. And then Dan James scored the second, and I was disappointed because I don't feel like we really went sort of, we didn't take the game by the scruff of the neck, and we didn't fully go for the win, which Road, I think I expected a little bit more. I think we was definitely capable of causing an upset maybe, but it just wasn't to be, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think you said it was a free hit anyway, didn't you? Do you
Yeah.
see this West Brom game as a free hit as well?
No, I think it's more than a winnable game. I think West Brom will come to the Den and they'll be the favourites, of course. They're flying high, look guaranteed to finish on those playoff spots. Again, I've got good players with quality in good areas up front specifically. So it will be tough, but I think under Neil Harris, especially at home, I like to think we're going to be quite hard to beat. It will be a good atmosphere. Hopefully, it's our annual Dockers Day, which, from the club's point of view, is sort of a marketing strategy to get loads of fans down to the Den and get an atmosphere building. So I think if the atmosphere is going and the players come out and we look up for it from minute one, I don't see why we can't get a result. We obviously beat Watford the other week, and that was a good result. So beat Southampton away. So I don't see why we can't beat West Brom on Friday.
Before we talk to Aaron, is this football that you described there against Leeds? It's so alien to what Joe Edwards had come to the club to do, which was to build it on pretty football, passing, zipping, playing it down. Okay, the results have followed, but do you think any Millwall fans have a problem with taking you back to the dark ages of football a little bit?
Listen, under Neil Harris, right? He's had 5 games. He's lost 1 game. He's lost 1 game in 5. You can't knock it. You simply can't knock it. He's come in and he's asked to do a job. He's asked to go back to basics and try to keep us in the division. And you listen, we've got 8 games left, and anything can happen. But I think we will stay up, and I think you've got to give Neil Harris credit for that. I think a large part of the fan base, including myself, would ask the question: would we like to see Neil Harris take the team into next season? And I would say no, because I'd like us to show a little bit more ambition on the football pitch, because I think we've got the players to do so. But right here, right now, with 8 games left, it is all about results, and it's not pretty to watch. I can tell you that for a fact. It's not good to watch. And Friday, sorry, won't be a particularly entertaining game either. But it's a results business, isn't it? And some 3 wins out of 5, 1 loss so far, which was against Leeds, which, like you said, was a free hit. You can't knock it.
Okay. All right then. Well, you are the Championship's most dirtiest team in relation to how many fouls. Do you know the team with the least amount of fouls?
Is it West Brom?
It is West Brom. Let's go and have a chat to them. So it's the cleanest angelic team against the devilish Millwall. Aaron, are you looking forward to this one?
Yeah, I am actually. I think it's a very winnable game, but on the same sort of path. It's also a potential for a banana skin, I think. I mean, as you know, as has been mentioned, that Millwall they're in good form in the last few 5 games, it says, and obviously I'm losing one of those. You can't tell your nose, but that really, I suppose Neil Harris has come in to do a job, and he's doing it the way he knows how to do. I mean, obviously we play a nicer brand of football, you could probably say. Obviously at times we can play the sort of dirty style, which obviously we could match up with Millwall, but I think it's going to be a very physical game, and probably one where the neutral won't find it as much appealing to watch, but definitely one for the fans to sort of get behind. I imagine.
Okay, Jed Wallace, of course, will be back. The last time he came, I think he registered an assist, if I'm not mistaken. Aaron, tell the Millwall fans, how do Millwall beat you on Friday? Where are your vulnerabilities? Where is this West Brom side weak? Because your weakness was your away form, but actually in the recent month you've sorted that out.
Yeah, I think it's hard to say. There aren't many weaknesses in our team without being too naive. I think maybe our fullbacks are probably the weakest points. Of maybe putting balls in and beyond those players, you probably have your best chance of finding some success. I mean, if you look at the stats, Furlong hasn't actually been that bad this season. Like, if you watch him play compared to the stats, you see a sort of different player, I think, maybe. Especially with Townsend, I don't think he's been up to scratch this year. I think last year he was a bit better, but this year he seemed to. I think maybe he's a year older, so he's lost a bit of pace and whatever it could be. But Townsend, especially, I don't think he has had that. He hasn't had that way of play this year. He's been beaten too many times, and he seems to find himself on the wrong end of challenges, and he's always in the wrong place at the wrong time. So he's probably one of our worst players this year. I mean, obviously he hasn't been playing the whole season, having had a few injuries as well. But also the players that come in for him, I don't even Reach or Peters, whoever it be, they haven't really filled that role, and no one's really made that left back role theirs when Townsend isn't there. So definitely the fullbacks. I think there aren't really, as I said, there aren't many other weaknesses in our team. I think we're quite strong all over the pitch, especially out wide in the attacking areas. I think we have possibly the most informed wingers in the league with Michael Johnson and Tom Fellows. I think, with the way they're playing at the moment, it's just there's something from nothing at times, and it's just magical to watch. So definitely they're not a weakness. I mean, we're without a striker again. Asante's just come back from injury, but we're still playing Wallace up front somehow. He's definitely not a striker, but then again, as I said, you're not going to get in a team where we have wingers like that playing in the way they are. So it's really hard to get at the moment for him.
Right. Thanks, Owen. George, does Neil Harris need to make any changes to the starting 11 that started Leeds?
Probably not. I think Neil Harris has said that. Well, he has come out and said that the foundation of the team is the back line, and that's not going to change. So it will probably be the same back line of Leonard, Tanganga, Cooper, and Joe Bryan. I don't see that changing. The goalkeeper definitely won't change. I'd like to see the midfield too change. He's been playing with Saville and Mitchell there as a partnership since he's come in, and I'm still baffled as to why Casper Denore doesn't play, because he came on against Leeds sort of the last half an hour, and you can see straight away he's the best midfielder at the club. I mean, the way he receives the ball, he makes forward passes. He's always finding these little gaps of spaces in between the lines. So I'll be highly surprised if Casper Denore doesn't come in, and I'll be pretty disappointed, because I think he's the best midfielder at the football club. Michael Obafemi will start up front because he's the only fit striker we've got. And then there's always sort of contention about who starts on the wings, but he seems to be pretty content on Honeyman and Ryan Longman, which neither of them will get you goals, neither of them will get you assists, but they'll work hard, and that's what Neil Harris wants. He wants a team which will work hard and battle for and fight for the badge, which, listen, again, it's working, but I like to think we need a little bit more quality. And obviously Zian Fleming will always play in the number 10.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's get some score predictions. There's never been a 0-0 when Millwall have played West Brom at home, so hopefully I haven't jinxed that for you both. George, go first.
Always the optimist, you know me, Mark. Always the optimist. I'm going to go with a 1-0 Millwall. I think if we can keep their key players up front, specifically Jed Wallace and specifically Mikey Johnson, who I've been watching recently. I think he's really good. If we can keep their forward players quiet, and we can sort of nick a goal, usually from a set piece or some sort of fluky goal. It's usually how we score these days. So yeah, I'm feeling a 1-0 Millwall, and I'm going to have Michael Obafemi to score.
Okay. Aaron, Albion have only won once in 47 years at the Den. But this is a season where you've been putting records like that to bed. What are you going with?
I remember that win. I think it was a 2-0 a 2-0 win that wasn't so long ago, to be fair, actually, under Billich as well. I was at that game. I can't remember what time of the year that was, but I know we beat Millwall 2-0 that day. So hopefully we see something similar to that. I'd go with a 2-0 again, to be fair. I think Johnson might see a bit of his magic again. Obviously, hopefully scores a bit of a screamer outside of the box, and maybe, I don't know, we'll go with Jed Wallace against the old team.
Okay. All right. Cheers, Aaron. Thanks for joining us.
Nice one.
Good luck to you. George, just before we let you go, England have been back in action this week, and there's been lots of talk about club versus country in relation to different sets of fans. Where do you think you and Millwall fans stand on this debate around, well, would you rather see Millwall promoted to the Premier League or England win the Euros?
Well, I think Millwall as a fan base, I think we're a very patriotic fan base. I think we love the country, we love England, and whenever it comes to the major tournaments, we always want us to do really well, including myself. I'd love nothing more than England to win the Euros. However, on a personal, I've always been club over country, and the reason for that is because I put my hard-working money into the football club. So I go to away games, I spend money on my season ticket. With England games, I've been to a few, yes, but I don't put my actual money into watching England games. So yeah, on a personal level, I would definitely be club over country. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Very pragmatic. All right. Good luck against West Brom, George. We'll catch you next week. Some big games for Millwall coming up in the next 3 weeks, but I'm sure you'll do it. I'm sure you will. She'll be talking to the Championship next week. All right. Thanks, George. And if you're a Millwall fan, hasn't yet subscribed, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, and comment below. Thank you very much for watching. Nice one.